Bóyá ẹ gbé kábíyèsí ga ìbàrẹ̀ Ọlọ́run Àbújá o. Ọba ìwọ nìkan lọ́ba tó ṣèlérí tó múṣẹ wípé ká máa bí sí kí a tún sì máa rẹ̀ sí kí a sì jọba lórí iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ rẹ̀. Ọ̀run alààyè kò gbòógì wọ́s kò lè pani bọ́lọ̀ bá ti fọ̀tá ènìyàn ni kò lè pani mọ́ gẹ́gẹ́. Kówó.
Some people are meant to just sing in church and it ends there. They are not meant to do music as a full-time thingy. I'm not going to lie. I set up a small dry cleaning outfit. Babalis. No.
This man who said he was quitting one more.
I brought down my ego. I was collecting clothes from my friends. My friends, so I will wash their clothes and iron their clothes.
So when you are saying dry cleaning, you mean laundry?
Yes, laundry now.
Let's be clear now.
Yes.
You were a washman.
So, I mean, I
said you were washing the clothes.
Yes.
My.
Yes. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it.
You shouldn't be. I just wanted us to be clear about what it is, because somebody who is watching this will think you had enough money to set up an automated dry cleaning service. No, my man.
Yeah.
Did they send underwear?
No. Because I saw my wife be a very beautiful woman. I'm not going to allow another man to come and carry my wife because I don't have money.
Yes,
or because I can't provide.
Yeah. In the immortal words of King Sunny Ade, ìyàwó aláìlówó daya láya.
Yeah.
My man.
And that is what God blesses. God bless the works of our hands, not the wishes.
This show is supported by FinServ Pro. My number one should be your number one tax consultant in the United States. If you're an Africa diaspora who lives here in the States, sorting out your taxes should not even be a headache anymore. Just go to finserv.pro, www.finserv.pro. You will not, look, I won't tell you that you will look forward to taxes, but you won't believe just how seamless they're going to make the effort. From the moment I started with them, never had to worry about taxes again. finserv.pro. Visit them today. Thank you very much, FinServ Pro. Even if you have been living under a rock, in the last 2 years, you must have heard the song. Ebenizeri wa re onibi teran wa lowode kamajo kayoka fulu. Almost everybody has heard the song, including people who are not Christian or of that denomination. It came out of the Apex Choir, who come out of K2 from what I can gather. And the lead singer of that group, that outfit, is Kent Edunjobi. On this one, it gives us a lot of pleasure to speak to Kent Edunjobi, who leads the Apex Choir. This is the Teju Babyface Show Deep Dive. This is the Deep Dive. Ìwọ nìkan lọ́ba tó ṣèlérí tó múṣẹ wípé ká máa bí sí kí a tún sì máa rẹ̀ sí kí a sì jọba lórí iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ rẹ̀. Ọ̀run alààyè kò gbòógì wọ́s kò lè pani bọ́lọ̀ bá ti fọ̀tá ènìyàn ni kò lè pani mọ́ gẹ́gẹ́. Kówó. Look, so we are eventually going to have you and the entire choir do that thing for us.
It will be an honor.
Back on the Teju Babyface Show. And I should let you know, I think all the versions are fantastic. But for me, I don't know how often you hear that. For me, it is that full original version that is over 20 minutes long. That is what I want. How often do you hear that?
So I hear that a lot from people, and to be quite honest and truthful, it's also my preferred version. The version for the "Oh My God" was, I mean, it was a cover of the song anyway. So it was just it was an intentional cover that because when the first version came out, we realized that a lot of people, the song broke all barriers. Christian barriers, religious barriers, Christian, Muslim, everybody accepted the song. So, and my team and I felt that, okay, we needed to do a cover. At first, it was just going to be just maybe a very small cover, at that, but we just felt, okay, let's take it a bit higher because the reception was now getting really, really good. So we felt, okay, let's decentralize the song. Let's not just make it a select song, because the original felt like, the original video felt like, oh, it's a select, which is good, but we wanted something that would be much more, that would capture more audience. That was actually the
So this is what I used to do. So let me say kudos to Cobams. I didn't know about the song, being as I was out of the country. So, and I'm not a person who scrolls on Instagram normally. With all due respect, I'm a bit too busy, right? But for some reason, that evening I was scrolling on Cobams, and Cobams said this song. And I'm always on the lookout for great indigenous songs. So I'm like, Intomu Cobams, the thing we make Cobams talk about. So I went to listen. I promise you that I sent it to everybody whom I knew. Wow. And then for the next month, it was the song I'd listen to every time I was exercising on repeat.
Wow.
On repeat.
Wow.
So my thing is, did you, because my wife and I get the impression that the people who were there in the church that day, your congregation that is, they didn't know how big the song was going to be.
Nobody knew, but nobody.
In fact, I'm sure that many of them looking at themselves in that video now regret that they didn't dance more than they did.
Oh yes, because few of them that really danced, and expressed themselves, calls were coming in. Oh, I like that person. Oh, I like this one. Please let me give this one 200K. Let me give this one 100K. Let me give this one 50K. And so a lot of them
were giving them money like that.
Money is like that. Yes, I can't even count how many people that I got cash gift for on behalf that I remitted. Did
this guy get? There's one guy who wasn't in the front row of the microphones. He was in the second.
Oh, I know the guy that was smiling like, he cashed out. He cashed out big time. Like seriously. I mean, it was a normal annual harvest, yeah, and
I know, because it was Obatomu 40th anniversary.
Yes,
41, 42,
yeah. So, and we usually have, of course, annual thing, but that harvest, I just want to do something out of the norm, and I like to put excellence in whatever it is I do. So I remember calling the choir team, and I said, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I have this kind of vision. I mean, we've tried it for like 2 consecutive years. There are some errors in the videos and everything, but we kept on getting better. But that particular year, I said, I really want to go out for it. And I remember some people were like, what does he want to do? Some people were, not that there was beef, but they weren't just saying it, and I don't blame them. I mean, even me too, it wasn't as if the intention was that, oh, let's do this thing so that it will blow, and it was just, let's just give it.
Just a minute, sorry, you're good. They were having going to remove, and you're probably going to have to sing this part of it. They were going to have you remove
Ebenizeri.
Iba fun baba, Eledumare baba. Tẹ́wọ́ gbọpẹ́ wa bàbá Ẹlẹ́rìí. Adúpẹ́ mi tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, ibi tẹ́ mú wa dé, ibi tẹ́ mú wa lọ, bàbá Ọlọ́run fún ọ. Ajá kì máa yí jẹ, kó gbàgbé olóore rẹ̀ o.
Èdùmàrè yóò adúpẹ́, ọpẹ́ ni fún ọ bàbá. Ògo ọlá yìí ni orúkọ rẹ̀ lókè bàbá. Tẹ́wọ́ gbọpẹ́ wa bàbá Ẹlẹ́rìí. Iba funile ayọ̀ baba. So they were going to have me remove.
What?
They wanted us to remove.
What a tragedy.
So I now said, guys, are you guys still ready to release this album without having Ebenizeri, because already the album we were producing, we're now doing promotion for the album release. And when people heard that, oh, Apex Choir now wants to release an album, in their mind, I mean the audience, they were already saying, this is the Ebenizeri album. Whereas Ebenizeri was not in the album.
Okay.
So I said, are you guys going to release this album without Ebenizeri in the album? That nobody will buy this album if they know that their song is not in it. So I think it was a week to the album release was when I rushed back into the studio, reproduced Ebenizeri, the studio version.
And put it in it. Okay, so I'm curious. Usually when people tell you not to do stuff and you do it, it's not often that people own up to their mistakes. People often will ignore and pretend like they never said so.
Yeah, so I know, you're right.
So what happened in this case? Did they own up and like, well,
no, everybody kept quiet.
Everybody kept quiet.
In fact, when I said it, everybody denied that. No.
They did.
Yeah,
they denied, right?
It. Yeah,
no, that's the one that annoys me.
Yeah.
When I said, remember when you told, look, let me tell you, man. Yeah. When Two-Face left the Plantation Boys and became Two-Face an artist, I remember I'm talking, this might have been whatever the year was in the early 2000s. It might have been 2004, thereabout. We're sitting in Fantasyland at a comedy show, and the girl whom I'm dating at the time, she's sitting beside me, and Two-Face comes on stage and starts to sing African Queen. Mm-hmm. And I will never forget, this girl said, which one is this one that Two-Face is just doing anyhow? You should never have left Plantation Boys now. This will never happen, right? And then a couple of months later, boom, Two-Face becomes Two-Face. And then I see her just a couple of months down the line. I said, what? Bumi, remember when you said that Two-Face was not? She said me. She said me. It became a fight. I said, you said so. She said, I never. How can I? I've always loved Two-Face. So that happened.
And for me, I wasn't surprised. I expected it. But I took it in good faith, and we all took it in good faith because, everybody was still, basking in the success of the song, what we didn't expect. All of a sudden, the choir is now a celebrity choir. People are reaching out, people in other denominations, something that usually don't happen.
Look, human beings are human beings, right? Mm-hmm. There are good people. Mm-hmm. There are not so good people. Mm-hmm. But we're still humans. The greatest problems you will face on earth is going to happen because of human beings, right? Mm-hmm. So I wonder, this one that it's now Kent, Edunjobi, and the Apex Choir. Mm-hmm. Surely not everybody is happy with that.
Yes.
It's all of us now. It's the choir. Is Ebenizeri your song? It belongs to the church, right?
So it's a song, like I used to tell people, it is a song I wrote. So there are how do you call it? I'm trying to find the right word, but there's a way these things work. When you write a song, you have your intellectual property. You can, you are at liberty to explore it.
Yeah.
And the fact that, yes, I wrote Ebenizeri, it was performed. If you want to look at the legality or
the owner of the property,
the owner of the IP, yes, I would say, oh, it's my IP. But then it's something that I wrote and I performed with the choir. So for me, I usually like to say that we are at liberty to use the song, both myself and the choir. The choir is collecting the streams of the song, and there's no fees. The choir is at liberty to perform the song.
When you say the choir is collecting the streams of the song, of which song, of which version? Are we talking the French version?
No.
Are we talking the remix with Oh My God?
No. So of course the main everybody knows that the main song is the one with the choir. Yeah. So like I said earlier, I said the cover was of course funded by me. I pay for everything. So it was designed, to meet a particular objective. Okay. So of course I get streams from that. Okay. Because it's my project. So, but like I said, the choir is at liberty to perform the song. I'm at liberty to perform the song. But I like the question you asked.
Yeah,
Are there,
Are there people who are there like,
oh, of course,
we're all in the choir now. Why is it the one that
it's always going to happen.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we have handled it in such a way that we are focusing more on the bigger picture. Me, myself, and the choir, our focus is more on the bigger picture.
Okay.
The bigger picture is pushing the choir forward, projecting the choir, in good light.
By the way, let's give a shout out to your shepherd, the shepherd of your flock.
Oh, yeah.
Who you refer to as your spiritual father.
Yeah, he's a loving man.
There's an energy that he brought, because I wanted to ask you, did he? There's no how he planned it.
No, he did not.
He planned. No. He planned it. He came into the auditorium at the exact climax.
So let me give you the no. So remember, I said that performance is a medley of 3-4 songs.
Yeah.
And I said that we had already released them, and the church loved the song. So for him, that Olorun Baba Eshe was, of course, had that Iwonikoloba part with it. So in that album, that particular track, that record, from if you listen to it from Olorun Baba Eshe, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. So then we had the climax of that particular record is that Iwonikoloba. So everybody in the church usually look forward to that particular spot.
Yeah.
So when we started with Olorun, in fact, they wanted to stop the choir from singing to say that, oh, your time is up. So I now, in my head, I said, don't worry, I know how to catch you people. You people have your favorite song. So that's how I infused, oh yeah, Olorun. Then everybody forgot about the timing and said, this is our song. We must rock this song. Yeah. So everybody was waiting for that. And so that was where he was. Everybody was unconsciously waiting for that part. So he came out from where he was. Okay. Yes,
Because what my wife likes to say is that.
So if you look at that video very well, from that point, everywhere was like, there was no decorum.
Yeah, so that's what my wife said. My wife wonders, is it the song or is it the fact that they now see that the Geo is in the church? That's why everybody is now all of Okay.
It's a song.
Okay. What were you doing with life before Ebenizeri?
I was doing music.
You're doing music. And how was that going?
Going well. So I started, of course, I studied computer science, statistics. I started working in an accounting firm, but started music professionally 2010. I started producing my own album, records. Started producing my own records. I did I did release some songs. Okomi, I released Omoyele, Opoyele, Tonfolawo Somo. So I did a couple of recordings there while I was, still working side by side, from accounting to law firm, from law firm. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm not doing it anymore. I need to face this. That at this point in my life, I don't even want to work for anybody again. I want to do my own music. So after like 6 months, I think it was the week I was supposed to be confirmed as a full staff, I resigned at the law firm, and I started doing stuff with Mr. Kunle Afolayan. It was a bit rough because when you have a stable income.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that. You quit without how many months of savings did you have when you were quitting? Was it something like you had like a plan, like I work for, let me work and save? So I knew 6 months.
I knew that if I wanted to plan it, it would never happen. But it had been one of my wishes.
So you left with nothing?
I left with nothing. So
and you had a wife?
Yes.
Did you have kids?
No, not yet. So
Obama,
so one of the reasons why I will always cherish my wife is that when I was going to take that decision, I remember coming back home after I had spoken to Mr. Kunle Afolayan. We had a very frank decision, and he said, "Go and quit your job." And I said, "I'm going to think about it." And I went back home and I discussed with my wife, and she said, "Well, we have always known that this is what you are meant to do. we know, like both of us, we know, we've seen it, but how it's going to happen or the time where the success is going to come, we don't know. But we know that this is what you need to. So if you continue to do 9 to 5, it's like you're delaying.
But why? Let's talk about that as we round up. I hate to cut you, but I believe in that. I'm a firm believer in that. My father used to say that
in 9 to 5, right?
No,
no, in what?
10 to 4. I'm a firm believer in focusing on one thing, focusing on the thing. Figure out what the thing is and then focus. My father used to tell me, alágbẹ̀dẹ ìkọrin méjì bọ́ná lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà.
Yeah.
A metal worker, a blacksmith, doesn't throw 2 pieces of metal into the fire at the same time with the intention of working on both. Ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan ńlá ń yọ sẹ̀lẹ́kù. You do things in step by, but a lot of conventional wisdom in the world doesn't seem to support that. These days they say have diverse streams of income, balance it and balance that. So in your case, you identify that while you were working 9 to 5, you would never make it in music, which is what a lot of people do. How were you able to? I mean, what was it that made you know that? Because ordinarily you'd have thought, let me just keep my 9 to 5.
Thank you for saying that. So what made me know that while I was, I said while I was doing 9 to 5, I was doing music by the side.
Yeah.
But I realized that the few good things I've achieved in life have been from funds from the small music I do. Say, for example, you buy a TV. It has never been from money from 9 to 5. It has always been money from the few gigs you go to or the few music engagements you get. So I told myself, I said, if I'm doing this and I'm getting, this kind of signal, then it means I really need to put in all my energy into it. So if I'm working 9 to 5 for someone, I'm helping to push the person's dream, to bring the person's dream into actualization. I think I should put that same energy into my own craft. And I said, we're going to give myself 5 years or 10 years. My age, I'm adding 10 years to it. If I put 10 years into this thing, I think I'll be better. And I quit 2016, September 30th. And one thing I first noticed was that my monthly income tripled. It tripled from doing small gigs, engagements. Then it helped me. There's this saying that so in Yoruba, I'm trying to look for the right proverb, but when you're faced with a particular challenge, it stretches you, opens your mind to possibilities. So I started to realize that singing was not the only thing I could do in the space of music. I can produce, I can mix, I can master, I can consult, I can write songs for people, I can do a whole lot of other stuff. So it opened my eyes and I started plunging myself into it. As long as I'm still inside that music space. I started music production. I started, mixing and everything. And from there, I was able to set up my studio. And as a matter of fact, the stream of income you're now talking about, having multiple stream of income, and I realized that in my music, in the music space, I can have several streams of income. So the day I'm not performing, so if I'm not earning from stage performance, I'm probably earning from writing songs. If I'm not earning from writing songs, I'm probably earning from producing or earning from mixing, like that. And from there, I realized that in fact, my income tripled more up until the extent that I said, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing. I had my studio and I was so before Ebenizeri, in fact, I grew my music to the extent that I don't want to say this, but at least I had some very good international relationship. I mean, business-wise, work-wise.
Okay.
So I was...
Okay, so penultimate question, second to the last. So a young person or an older person, doesn't matter. A 24-year-old, a 36-year-old, a 46-year-old, a 52-year-old, maybe even a 59, 60-year-old is watching this. They have this dream or this passion, or they have this overwhelming inclination that they need to be pursuing something. They believe it's their life task. But here they are with a wife, kids, or husband, kids. They have responsibilities, people who are dependent, and they want to do what you've done. But they have a job. How should they go about it? Are you saying quit today?
I will not say. I'm not going to say they should quit because I don't want anybody to now say, "Oh my, lo sọ pé kí n fi ṣẹlẹ̀."
So don't play the Ebenizeri song. You see that boy? It was one that said I should leave my work.
But I'm just going to say that they should pray, really, because.
But let's be practical. Look, I pray as well. I don't pray as much as the next guy. But what does that? When you mean pray, what does that mean for somebody
when I say pray,
who does not subscribe to religion as we have been given?
Okay. So we pray in different ways, really.
Tell an American, assuming that one of my American friends is watching this interview. Tell my American friend who doesn't go to church, who doesn't have any idea what that is.
Okay, I'm just going to tell the person to really dig deep.
Aha.
Dig deep, and ask your. How do I put it? Dig deep and find purpose.
Okay.
Ask yourself, is this what you are really meant to do? You don't want me to use the word pray, but I will have said that praying to ask for direction. Because you really need direction. For some people, this thing came to my head like last week. Some people are meant to just sing in church and it ends there. They are not meant to do music as a full-time thingy. So if someone like that says, because, I have this good talent and I want to leave my job to pursue singing, that person is making a mistake. Probably God has just given you that gift to bless people, in your local church. But some people, they have a mission or they have a calling. So you only find those things,
When you pray, so let me help you with that prayer. It's not that I have a problem with prayer. Pray, what does it mean to pray actually? Most people don't know. Pray just means to supplicate, to beg.
Yes.
I say, I pray you can. Please pass me that water.
Yeah.
I pray you can send me the number for your tailor. I pray thee, sir. I pray thee, ma. I enjoin you. I supplicate you. I'm begging you. I'm asking for a favor. That's what it means. It doesn't mean throw yourself down on your knees, roll on the floor, close your eyes, put your hands together. So what you're essentially saying is dig deep within.
Yes.
But you don't really you don't even need to dig deep. Just have time alone with yourself. What
try to connect with the spirit, with the spiritual realm.
Meditate with yourself. Beyond what you see, beyond the things you touch and hear and feel. Have this internal conversation. That voice that you always say, something told me. So connect with that.
Connect with it.
With that something told me. Have this internal, introspective conversations with yourself. Doesn't mean kneel down, put your hands together, close your eyes, sing 1,000 songs and all of that. Okay, beyond that, so once they do that and they are convinced, then...
And they're convinced. So in a situation whereby they have... I'm not going to lie. So when I made that decision, the first thing I did, the few money I was able to save, I set up a small dry cleaning outfit. But bags. No.
This man who said he was quitting one work. So you quickly set up.
Yes, because I was discussing with my wife yesterday and we're talking about some certain situations and we were just saying a lot of people don't want to start small. A lot of people like to compare themselves. I'm diversing a bit. When you have 2 friends or 3 friends and they're working that work together, and all of a sudden one picks up poop, there's possibility that the remaining 2 will be looking at that person and saying, I also want to be operating at that level. What if you are meant to start from ground and build yourself up to that level? So what I did for myself was I created a small dry cleaning outfit. I brought down my ego. I was collecting clothes from my friends. My friends, so I will wash their clothes and iron their clothes. Yes.
Sorry. Because what you're saying now, dry cleaning comes across to me as if you had machines and then you put the clothes in it. So when you are saying dry cleaning, you mean laundry?
Yes, laundry now.
Let's be clear now.
Yes,
you were washman.
So I mean,
you were washing the clothes.
Yes.
My.
Yes. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it.
You shouldn't be. I just wanted us to be clear about what it is, because somebody who is watching this will think you had enough money to set up an automated dry cleaning service. No,
all I did was the few funds I had with me. I had one of my big guns to make me a comfortable desk or table that I could iron clothes on. I bought fairly used steam irons, dry iron, steam iron. Went to the market, got hangers, plastic wrappers and all those stuffs. Got detergent, and I had a small semi-automatic washing machine that could do spinning, washing for some clothes. So I would use that for some clothes, but for some sensitive clothes, I would wash them with my hands and I would iron.
My man.
Yeah. I did it for my friends, did it for their wives. I wasn't ashamed. For me, it was...
Did they send underwear?
No. I mean, and I saw it as a journey, and I did that for I think I did it for a year. While I was doing that, I had the dream of, okay, I needed to have my own studio, since just like I said, I saw possibilities that, okay, I could also earn from here, I could earn from here. So, okay, what do I need to do to invest in this? Okay, I need to get system, I need to get microphones, I need to get this. I had a free space in my apartment. Okay, I just needed to do padding. So I was, from the dry cleaning, I was saving towards that. And of course, I was also seeking help. And it became easier for people to help me because they saw that I was doing something. I was hustling. Yeah, I was hustling.
You were on the hustle.
Yes.
You were on the grind.
So it was easy for people to help.
You weren't just some guy who said he wanted to make music and was going to the studio, nobody was buying anything and was asking for handouts.
Yes.
They saw you hustle.
Yes. So
you were grinding.
So from there, I started the studio. After almost a year, I did the launch.
And you didn't bother to ask anybody for money to start that low-level grinding you were doing? You did that on your own?
I did that on my own.
Mama.
I did that on my own.
He was putting food on the table.
He
was feeding. You weren't going around asking for money.
Because I saw my wife, a very beautiful woman. I'm not going to allow another man to come and carry my wife because I don't have money.
Yes,
or because I can't provide.
In the immortal words of King Sunny Ade, Ìyàwó aláìlówó daya láya.
Yeah. So, and for me, I could see that while I was doing that hustle, my wife will always sit down beside me and she will be looking at me, and she's, you will be thinking she's feeling bad, but she's actually feeling proud that yes, I have a man who is willing to do anything just to make sure that I'm comfortable.
My man.
And for me,
my man.
And that is what God blesses. God blesses the works of our hands, not the wishes. He blesses the works of your hands. So from there, I left the laundry studio, and from a small studio, I started expanding, expanding clients.
Awesome. Thank you for watching this show. We hope you enjoyed it. As usual, what you saw is just an excerpt of the show. The show goes on much longer. I would like to encourage you again to join the channel apart from being a subscriber. When you join, you give us a little something every month in support of what we do. So go to the description below the video. Some people ask me, I can't find it. You can find it. When you look at where the title of this video is, somewhere under the title is going to say more. That is, the description of this video is going to run out of space. Then there is going to be an indication that says if you want to see more. So it's going to say more. Click on the more. That is if you don't see the button to join immediately. So please join us and support what we do. Thank you very much to Kehinde Onabanjo of Finesse Events, the owners of Whitestone Event Center on Billings Way, Oregun, Lagos. I'd also like to say thank you again to FinSurf Pro. Remember, FinSurf Pro, your number one tax solution as an Africa diasporan living in the United States. We'll see you on the next one.